Hello everyone. This video is about the NCLEX because I just found out I passed. Yay! So I just found out that I passed the NCLEX. The way that I found out actually was a little bit different from the way everyone found out. I contacted the state only because I wasn't able to remember my password from creating the account to be able to register to take the test. So I had to call to get my password registered. So when I called, I was like, hey, I'm trying to print my license, so to say. And she was like, well, you know what, let me pull you up and see if I could help you out. So I gave her all of my information, and she was able to pull up and see that I passed. And I kind of gave her on the phone. So she told me that I passed, and I was like, oh my gosh. But it still wasn't enough for me because I still wanted to see that pass. I was like, oh, she didn't get it mixed up. Sure I passed. Because after I took that test, I mean, I'm not going to say that the test was really hard, but I'm not going to say that it was really easy either, because it was not easy. There was some times that I was like, oh my gosh, what was this? And I actually studied, but I didn't study like how I did in school to pass the test. I wasn't like in the books for 12 hours studying, because I actually got some bad news in the midst of me studying for school. So I kind of was dealing with that, so I didn't give studying a whole lot of pump. After finishing school, I probably took about a month or so before taking the NCLEX. But I'll still share with you what I did. I kind of feel like school prepared you as much as possible. It does help to study, but honestly, I didn't get through everything that I wanted to study, but I'm going to share with you what I did. Because I had made a study guide in school, because we had a lot of ATI tests, and it wasn't like, oh, test to see how you're doing. No, if you didn't pass the ATI, you were not leaving that program. So what I did was, I found out that labs were a really big thing to know, that you really need to know your labs. So I made a little study guide, and I called it the ATI study guide. And what I did was, I will put what the value was here, and then I would put the list of the values there, and then I would put little things like, if this is elevated, it would mean that. And one thing that I found was like very important was TSH. So put like, okay, if your TSH is elevated, I would just put that in parentheses. Or ESR, remember that, inflammation, little notes like that. And I had a lot of my classmates tell me that they use this study guide to help them pass the NCLEX. So who would have knew? So I used it, and I put the vital signs of children on there and different things like that. Also, for me, I like to know things as a general, overall, what's going on with the body. So, like fluid volume deficit and fluid volume excess was a big thing with me. I wanted to know what the vital signs were. What would my labs look like? What would I see in the patient? So I singled those out, and I put what those are here. I'm sorry if it's blurry, but that's what I did. And then just some questions. I wanted to remember diets, like kosher diet, what would that be? A clear liquid diet, what would I give my patient? A full liquid diet, what would I want to give my patient? Things like that is on this study guide, as well as a few medication things to remember. Now, I made this study guide with my own pen, so you can't find this one on the internet, but if you are interested in it, I will be happy to email it to you. Just, shoot me a message or anything, and let me know I didn't even get through, I would say, about half of it. I didn't, because it's a lot. Look at all this. No way I was going to get through that in a month with the news that I have received about my health. So I did the best that I could. I would take ATI practice tests, and then I would see the areas that I needed to brush up on, and I would go over those areas only. You know what I mean? I did a lot of practice questions. Like, this comes with, it's the Saunders NCLEX book, and it kind of breaks down each section. Like, you have fundamentals, and then you have med surg, and then you have pediatrics, you have maternity in here, you have you know, the adult med surg. It breaks it down by section. You have mental health, and then you have just a comprehensive test in the back. So it breaks down those sections to kind of like a study guide for each of those things. So that's really awesome as well. So I would say it's a good study guide. It has practice questions that you can look up on the internet and to practice with as well. So it's a really good study guide to practice. My husband. It's a really good practice guide to study with for your NCLEX exam. So I would recommend this book as well. And then I have, what I did too is, like I said, we go over the study guide. And with the predictor exam, it said that I had a 96% chance of passing the NCLEX. So with the things that I missed, it gives you that with ATI. So I kind of went over the things that I missed on the predictor as well, and that helped a lot. So overall, I would say that I did not spend a whole lot of time. Oh, I also used the NCLEX Mastery App. So that helped a lot, because there was times that I was like, I do not feel like studying, but I'll feel bad if I don't give it my all. So I just pull that out and do some practice questions, and that helps a lot. Even if you just do that, if you feel like you suffered through school, you did your thing, you put in the time and to understand all the sections, I would just do that. Like, if I had it over to do again, because after this test, I did not feel like I passed, but I didn't feel like I failed either. I was like, I really don't know, so I need to find out. I tried the Pearson trick, and it did not work for me at all, and it really disappointed me because it was taking me through the whole thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I fail? So I would not recommend doing that. If I had it over again to do, I wouldn't fool with that, because it kind of gives you a false hope, as if you didn't pass, you know, you start going into panic mode, and it sets you up for failure, you know what I mean, when you really did. So I wouldn't suggest doing it. For me, it did not work. What did work was going to the state and trying to re-register for the to test, and it's saying, what was the message? I think the message was, do not try to register for something you already had. And not those same exact words, but something similar. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm good, you know. But I still did the 48 hours quick results. I just needed to see, even after the lady told me that, and it brought it up and it said I passed. So thank God I ended up getting my license right after that. So it's been an awesome journey. I'm so glad I passed. I've been looking at some colleges, and I'm almost ready to apply for the college for my registered nursing license. So I am so excited. I can't wait. Oh, and I have the interview on Friday, so happy, which is like a couple of days from now. So super duper happy. I can't wait. Like, awesome things. God has been good. I'm just pressing through, making moves, and I'm not going too fast. I'm just kind of like, if it works out, it works out. You know what I mean? So that's my NCLEX story. I hope it helps you. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help. I want us all to make it. All right? All right.